Hey guys, it's Alex Williamson here with the secret history living inside your aquarium, my aquariums as well. And today I just wanted to share a little bit of information with you guys, go over a couple things, and then if you have any questions, as always, about your tanks, feel free to ask, and I will answer them. That is a skull, by the way, left over from Halloween last year, so we'll be ready this year. I like to get things ready really early, like just leave them up all year. All right, so let's switch around to fish because I mean, why not? That's what we're all into, right? Fish. So let's scoot this back so that the visibility is a little clearer. So first of all, I wanted to thank. Hey Bob, how's it going, man? Bob Kaler, welcome to the stream. You're always one of my loyal Oz Outdoors. Hey, how's it going? G'day, mate. You going to walkabout today? I did not. That's more English. Anyways, so in this tank, we've got lots and lots of plants. We've got probably, I don't know. Honestly, there's been 80 species in and out of this tank plant wise, but there's probably 40 or 50 in here total if you count like the mosses. Like you're looking at four types of moss right here. There's like one, two, three, four. And it turns into a mess and I can't keep anything straight. But I wanted to talk a little bit about who has hooked me up with a lot of the plants. And first of all, Aquarium Zen here in Seattle, they have hooked me up with this whole tank and the light for it and the aqua soil for it, the ADA aqua light. This is just a pleco bite right here for my catfish and other critters. But I was just kind of thinking, you know what? I'm gonna try to reward. Hey, Betsy. Hello. Uh, Steve's Aquatics. I can't get the algae under control in my planted tank. Any suggestions? I don't run CO2. Yeah, Steve, I did a recent video just on green hair algae, and how to prevent it. There's like three ways, so I really suggest that you go there. The same is true for everything. I mean, that same algae routine that I discussed there is the same as everywhere else for every other kind of algae that I've ever discussed for the most part. Cyanobacteria being one different type of algae. If it has a bluish slime that looks liquidy underwater like jello, that's blue or like a Kool-Aid green or something like that, then that is actually a bacteria colony, and you're going to need some acetamin or not acetaminophen, not Tylenol. You're gonna need erythromycin or something along those lines. By the way, you're also seeing a fish who I have not had come out on video ever yet, and these are the striped zebra loaches. They're full grown from Lake Inle, backside of Lake Inle, which is where pretty much everybody here is from that general region within 200 miles of that, other than the pseudomcgills and the shrimp. But the shrimp and the pseudomcgills are also from Southeast Asia in general, or Australasia. But today I want to just get straight to the point here, and I I have made a friendship and a relationship with the guys who run Aquatic Arts. David and Crystal are the owners, and then the guy who I talk with the most, Preston, he is a super nice guy, and they just moved from basically a 4 or 5 person operation to like a 12 person operation in a big warehouse. Kind of like Rob from Flip Aquatics, if you guys follow any of his stuff. It's kind of like him or Aquarium Co-op, kind of that same point where you turn it from a mom and pop shop or a smaller kind of one, sole proprietor type business right into something big. But they have hooked me up with a lot of the fish that I have here. And I was talking with them and I said, hey, have people from my site been visiting www.aquaticarts.com and buying stuff? And they were like, yeah, you know what? People have been. They've been buying Marmo moss balls. They've been buying little nano fish and shrimp, things like that. And at least every week there's a couple of you guys that are purchasing something, which is rad because I really like them. I just assume get fish from them as anywhere else online, although I like to say that I prefer still going into a local shop and taking my pick of like 20 of a specific type of fish if I can. But I'm at the point in fish keeping and collecting where a lot of times I'm looking for something that isn't usually at the shop, and so I'm either dealing with someone on Aquabid type sites or somebody in my fish club who's going to bring over, a couple of something, and I don't really get to pick anything anyways. So Aquatic Arts is really good about they show you what they got and you get it. And it's pretty good quality stuff. If you ever have any issues, they seem to hook it up pretty well to sort it out. But essentially, I was talking to Preston and I was like, hey, remember how I said that like if I got your business, a whole bunch more business, like if more people started shopping at your site because of me posting videos, unboxings, and just examples of like that super red Ludwigia, that's from them. The yellow Bacopa, that's from them. The let's see what else is. The head gelada is from them. The African water fern. Lots of stuff in here is from them. And so, as well as some of the beautiful snails I have. And I have another order coming that is a big deal. I wanted to test out how good they were at when you order something like seriously big right now. Gnome Chertok, you're talking about how expensive their shipping is? Totally. So basically, if they're asking for $10 to $15 shipping, what's happening is they're asking for overnight probably for fish or like next day, and that is so their fish don't die and they can guarantee things better, which a lot of people do on Aquabid and stuff like that too. So I do have to say that, yeah, if you're going to pay 10 or 15 bucks shipping, although, you go to LR Bretz or you go to any live vendor, Rob or at Flip Aquatics, you're going to be paying 10 to 15 bucks, sometimes up to 25 bucks for shipping on these sites. And that's just how it goes. You factor that into the price. And that's why the prices are sometimes they look a little cheaper. But basically, I wanted to discuss like, okay, well, what if I buy something really expensive from you guys, or something that has a lot of value? I want to know how it comes and see if it if they deliver high caliber breeding pairs. Because, so right now, as you know, I'm not working and I want to get a hold of some Plecos as an investment. So I've been selling my other Plecos that I breed, and I, as an investment, wanted to get a bunch more Plecos. And see, we got some yellow super reds in here, long thin super reds, and I asked them to send out. So I'm getting some L144As, which are lemon bristlenose. They have a type of albinoism, albinism as it's known, where they have blue eyes still, but they're bright yellow all over. So a normal pair will run you like 195 to 295 depending on age. But I want to try it out. I was able to get a better deal. I'm just going to be totally transparent here. I was able to get half off of retail price. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that, even though my pockets are tight. I'm going to go ahead and do that just because, one, I want to see how the fish look, how that ships, how it comes out. I've never ordered something that expensive. I mean, I've had shrimp shipments worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but shrimp are a little different when you ship them. I'm curious to see how two full-grown catfish are going to be shipped. So, in the course of this conversation, we go back and forth, and it turns out that I had kind of been asking for, hey, can we give my followers a little bit more credit than the sale you run like half the year, which is like 10% off? And, or for this or that, not half the year. They do it for like Labor Day or 4th of July, Christmas in July, things like that, or on specific items. So they said, you know what, I think we can work something out. And they came back with 15% off of all of their products if you use the code from my site. So if you're ordering $100 worth of stuff, right there, that takes care of all your shipping. So, but there's a certain point too. I think it might be $100 where I think you don't worry about shipping, or shipping dips down in price. I don't know. I can't remember what sale they have going. Sometimes all of that changes, but regardless, if you can get them on a time when that's going on, when there's no shipping over a certain amount, sometimes they'll drop it down to like 50. Um, you could really save some money with that 15% off code, and then they mark down fish anyways. But the code is it's just like the older code, which was secret shrimp, all in caps, and then 10 for 10%. So this time it's secret shrimp in all caps, and then 15 for the 15%. And if that doesn't work for some reason, like if it doesn't self apply or whatever, then don't worry too much about it. Try to send them a message. Send Preston a message, or any the store contact is fine too. Hey, sorry guys, I think we lost you. Betsy, yes, it was Secret History 10. Now it is Secret History 15, and we get 15% off. So I will answer all these questions that are streaming by in a moment, but I wanted to just answer, or just get that information out there, because a lot of people are going to click on this and they're going to say, what's the bonus? What's the coupon or the prize code or the password? And there it is. At Aquatic Arts, we've done enough business with them, and the fact that I decided I'm going to buy two catfish, two long tail 144A, they're lemon bristlenose with blue eyes. So they're like a yellow albino with blue eyes, and they're already adults. So I'm hoping that they breed quickly and that I can make some money off of that, just honestly, off their babies. Because I got a few Plecos going, and they go really, really well. Uh, they go really, really well with me raising other fish up top. So like pseudomagills or endlers and other stuff like that. They go really well. Plus, shrimp can go with them too. So the combo of plecos, shrimp, plants, and then something that likes hanging out in the top and mid waters is just a great way to make money in a tank. So let me say another thing, which is I'm sorry that the internet is acting insane and crapping out on everyone. Sorry about that. I can't do anything about that right now, so I might lose you. That's a real possibility. I'm gonna set up the camera so that we're looking at one of the other fish tanks, and let's see how close do we want to be. I think we'll be close enough that the puffers will be in view. Okay, so let me go back and answer some of these other questions. Going way back. Sorry, guys. Facebook friends too. Oh, love the zebra loaches. Yeah, I really like those too. I just got those. That tank, as you know, is a lot of stuff from Myanmar and Thailand, from Lake Inle, because there is a war with the Rohingya homeless, stateless ethnic group, and they were being murdered and tortured, houses burned down, all sorts of things. And I mean, I know it sounds crazy to talk about fish, but just like in the Congo or just like Brazil, you can sometimes see things coming where they're not going to be exporting certain fish, and I feel like that is very possibly one of the next spots. So I'm trying to get all the fish I can out of that region. Let's see here. So I see. Yeah, so Gnome Sure Talk says they wanted 35 for shipping. So 35 for shipping is extremely high. That is if you're doing overnight uh, uh, overnight fish, I believe. Try their plants out and stuff like that, and it's way cheaper. Also, there I think there's a cutoff price wise when you spend $100 or $50. Uh, but remember, you have 15% off now with my code that I just told you. So just tell them you know me, you're with me, and they wanted to charge you $60. I don't believe that, Steve. $60 for Cardinal Tetras. What? How would it be $60? Were you doing separate orders to different houses? Because the most they'd charge is that 35 insanity, which is for an overnight shipment of fish, which some really high-end fish breeders will do that, like with goldfish and things. Uh, but yeah, so yeah, Betsy, thank you for responding to Robin Yahoo. I am still recovering from the and then I look at the comments and I see shrimp. I am still recovering from the lightning strike. Today has been a big day. I was at the neurologist. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Let's see. Hey Betsy, sorry I missed your ID because no one knew. Okay. Try messaging him again after the stream. If we don't wear him out, you're most likely to get a response. Nice deal, Alex. Hope they get Brett. Yeah, so I will have green dragons. longfin green dragons, both of which have spawned now, and I have at least a small amount of the long fins and then some of the short fins, or quite a few of the short fins. And then I have starlight plecos. I have uh, super red, long tail, long fin, fancy super reds. And then now I will have the lemon 144 subgroup A albino uh, plecos, and they'll all be. Let's see. Everyone will be breeding except for the starlights. I'm probably going to trade for one more male. There's one fish that's a maybe male, and then the other ones are all of age. The let's see, the green longtails, they're all adults and will be breeding. And then the short tails are also of breeding age. Okay. Have you ever owned zebra plecos? Do you think they're worth the money? No, I haven't owned them. I've had friends who've owned them. They eat, meat and things like that. And they basically, they eat scavenge meat and stuff like that and bugs. And they eat a lot of food. It's expensive food. You need to feed them well. And you also, I think it's a lot of work. They take a long time to grow up. Like, I want to say it's like 4 years before they're really laying eggs and spawning, and sometimes like 6 before they really get into it. Bob, looking at it. So I would say the zebras, I think they're really cool. They could be worth it to you, but I would get some L333s if they stay white. Different collection points of those, though, can range from neon yellow and orange to pale yellow to uh, kind of a tan caramel color, and then of course white. And it's not quite the same effect at all. It's black on white rather than white on black type thing. Like, that's the difference between the two. Uh, Bob says, I have those, Alex. I've fried from them. They are lemon longfin blue-eyed plecos. You have a video of the fry. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Bob. I'd like to know how you think of it. Mr. Movie Man 174. Do you remember me? I won the scholarship at my school for aquarium plants and helped you name some plants. I think, were you the one who, asked for the free plants over and over? Uh, I'm glad you got your scholarship, and thanks for helping me name something. But hello? Zilgil, hello. Sorry, guys, I'm taking so long to catch back up. You guys, okay, I'm almost there. Uh, La 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 la. Naked Reefer, what is up? I'm in love with your Oh yeah, I'm in love with your candy stripe plecos, Betsy. She's got some plecos that are DOPE, dopey. Let's see here. The algae thing, by the way, Steve's Aquatics, if you're still in here. I would say algae, the easiest way to treat it, the best way to treat it in the long run. Take out whatever you can by hand. Get some Siamese algae eaters if you can. Get some live bearers like platies or mollies. Maybe all males or all females if you don't want them to breed. And then, surprisingly, they do a great job of picking off certain algae. But if you have black algae, like black beard algae or red algae or something like that, or diatom, then they're not going to help, and you need to go to another family of animals, which would be either snails or shrimp. And the amano shrimp, they'll eat a lot of any soft algae except for blackbeard and red, I think. And although, you know, there's exceptions to the rule. I have seen them picking through things, especially a mono shrimp, but I just haven't seen any proof that they can put a big dent in it, when in fact mostly you need to take a syringe and squirt some hydrogen peroxide right into that infestation of the algae. So, Mr. Movie Man, unrelated question. I'm down with that. Also, let's see. Did I miss anything else? Okay, you guys can start asking questions again. Also, I did just see, I just checked Yahoo. I checked and see that you messaged me. I have been very worn out because of my brain injury. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice tonight, but I wanted to get up online and give you guys that discount code, because the other thing is, if we use that discount code, if there is something you end up wanting on aquaticarts.com, but by no means am I saying use them over someone who's local or like Lucas Bretz or someone like that. You know, if you got someone that you trust and know and is a good source, use them, you know. By all means, support the hobby. But if you fall short there and you're looking for a big place that has a big selection consistently and is pretty quick and pretty responsive to their customers, I've just found that I like them. I'd rather pay the money. They now quarantine everything a longer time than they used to, and it's a decent gig. Okay. You have planaria. Okay, let's see. Mr. Movie Man, you have planaria in your shrimp tank. Is it possible to breed shrimp, or will the planaria just eat them? Well, no. So the planaria, unless they're really, really big species, they shouldn't be eating your baby shrimp. What they'll do is they'll sting the heck out of your poor shrimp, and it'll stress them to the point where they might die. That's a very real possibility, or to the point where the mother aborts the eggs, drops the eggs, things like that. You might have pregnant females and be like, why aren't they ever giving birth? I don't get it. So that kind of stuff is really common if you have a lot of planaria. What I would do is I would get, depending on how many babies you have, if you don't have many babies in the tank already, I would get like a guppy or something like that and just let it go to town in there. Also, you can put otocinclus or like a small pleco, like buy a baby pleco. Baby plecos will inadvertently suck up baby shrimp or even adult shrimp, but in here I've got like, I don't know, 25 juvenile plecos, and I am still gaining goldback shrimp. I'm not losing any shrimp by any means. They're still reproducing in here. So, and also this is all local wood that I have been sinking in this tank. I kind of cleaned this tank up, if you notice. I don't know if you guys remember how tangledy it was for all the babies from this dude. But the babies are all around still. They're just chilling and hiding down under in the down under in the underbrush. So I have some of these gold lines from Lucas, and then I think I have a couple from somewhere else, like two from somewhere else. And his gold line, gold shrimp are just insane. The yellow shrimp are insane. All right, let's see what other questions we have. Also, I do sell things. I was gonna actually possibly label tonight's talk, I was going to say, do I sell fish and plants? And the answer has been no, because I don't want to promise things when I'm not feeling well and I have a lot going on, for me anyways, a lot going on for somebody with a head injury and a broken back and all that stuff. Um, Even just getting water changes and stuff done is a chore some days. So, yeah. The other thing about Planaria, by the way, movie man, oh, Planaria. Sorry, man. Yes, I am confusing Planaria with Hydra. Same deal though with Planaria. They're not going to eat your baby shrimp most likely. They're going to make a sticky goo that is going to run down it's really when they get into a big swarm that they're going to eat their or tie down your baby shrimp. But that being said, they're usually pretty harmless in the fact that they're not trying to eat your baby shrimp. Hydra are trying to eat your baby shrimp, but Planaria aren't seeking them out so much to try to eat them, unless it's some nematode and not Planaria, like some sort of worm that's actually bigger and nastier. But Planaria is pretty easy to take care of. Usually, you can put a filter, a hang off the back filter on the tank, stir things up a little bit. You can get some levamisole or metronidazole or something like that, and that should nuke them. You can look at the packets to see um, what the amount recommended is. You can sometimes buy off eBay. You can buy packets for sheep or cows. Um, let's see here, and dose it down. I just bought 3 autosynclus catfish because someone said they were Siamese algae eaters. The Siamese algae eaters are aggressive. Well, that's half true, Steve. I think, let's see if we can get some footage of that aggressive activity. I guarantee you. I feel like I might lose you if I go downstairs right now with how bad the reception is for the internet right now. But there are adult Siamese algae eaters hanging out in this, or there's one in this tank. And if he has another adult Siamese algae eater, the two of them will fight around a lot and rip at each other's fins. And like, it's not just play fighting, it's not just being playful or whimsical. They will go at each other and really try to do some damage, as will these leopard danios. The whole reason I kind of have the critters I do in this tank is because, I've got puffers in here, I've got leopard danios, and the puffers actually kind of keep things in check. They're little and they kind of roam around and kind of keep things in check. There's another super red bristle, long nose or long fin bristle. These are all male experiments. Sorry, the light's so bright that it screws up the focus so bad. But these are all experimental baby endlers from different lines that I've worked with over the last 2 years. Let's see here. What is being said? Chinese algae eaters are super aggressive. But the Siamese algae eaters, I think they can be moody. They can be aggressive. I don't know where mine is right now in here. He might be hiding down low. They all got fed not long ago. I can see that the little pea puffers are right down there. They're like little velociraptors. They like hover around and just look for trouble. But let's see here. Where is that guy? Oh, here's the side that I don't clean so that the Siamese algae eaters, or so that the the snails and the catfish have something to eat on. Well, let's go downstairs. Well, I hope that I don't lose you guys. Well, if I do, I'll try to hop back on, but I can't promise because the internet's already says that it's not working at all, and it says that it's not connected at all. Uh, but I know better. All right, so Betsy isn't it. Amanos are technically Caridina shrimp, so they're different than crystals and tigers and stuff. Amanos, are they Caridina? I thought they were Paradente. Maybe they are Caridina. Any case, uh, Bob. Yeah. So Bob says that his Siamese algae eaters just play. Um, and let's see here. Best to place quality guppies that aren't expensive. Robin, I would suggest your local fish club, but guppies are one that people will ship out to you pretty easily because usually they have 30 of them in a brood or in stock. And so it's really easy to promise live arrival. And really, the demand of guppies is not. I mean, like, there's more supply than there is demand for most of the guppies, and it's a conscious decision that breeders that we hold back supply so that not everyone has them, so that they maintain a little bit of value because everyone can breed guppies pretty easily. So, but yeah, so let's see here. This tank here has Siamese algae eaters in it, and we're going to take the CO2 off. And, alright, let me scroll down. I'm going to not read any more stuff that I missed. Sorry, guys, I missed some things. Thomas M., welcome. And you say that yours, Siamese, fought in a 38. Yeah, so this tank has 4 Siamese algae eaters. It has one big one, and he's undisputed champion. He's over there, and he definitely, it's just, he do whatever he want. And the other one, by the way, if you saw the algae episode from a week and a half ago, this is the result in this tank. Let's see if I can, I'm gonna see if I wanna, well, I want to, let's see, I want to turn this light on, but to do so, I have to hop out of this window, and I'm afraid that it's gonna all come crashing down on me. Hold on. Bear with me, you guys. I love you if I don't return from this. Alright, I'm back. Are you guys there? Are you guys still here? Alright. Cherry shrimp, blackworms, snails, and tons of copepods. Nice. Actually, that's a really good ecosystem you got going on there. I am jealous. That is something I would like to have going on. If you guys saw the episode a week and a half ago where, Mark Rogers, thanks, where I was cleaning up algae, this is the result. There's still some on the glass that's new, but you can see how much better this tank looks than it did. And in that video, there's instructions on how to deal with algae. So if you need to know how to deal with algae, check that video out. Also, you can see back there in the very back, there's not much algae. There's just some diatomaceous diatom algae, and okay, thanks, Mr. Movie Man 174. Caridina multidentata, maybe? That makes sense. So here's my big SAE, who's my old boy, and probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches long. The other thing about SAEs is, yes, sometimes they will eat your algae, and they do a good job of that. some better than others. Other times they will just try to snipe other fish's food. And I have to say that the SAEs have been pretty good, but the fish that nip the back of these, and granted, these are really flauncy fish. I mean, they've got really just like tempting tails. But the fish that have nipped these females' tails are not the males or anything. They're the Siamese algae eaters. Also, here's my green dragon long fin plecos. So those won't breed with Neocaridina? No, they will not. They need salt water actually. Yeah, SAEs will eat a lot of food. They'll eat whatever's available to them. But surprisingly, he is eating stuff off the logs, which is great. Don't get me wrong. The bigger guys are doing a good job of that. But the mollies do the same thing. Like if you watch the mollies work for a little bit, especially if you break it up, if you pull it so it's hanging or if you wind it up so it's in a group, the mollies will actually eat a lot of that stuff as well. Um, but here's another SAE. The nice thing is that he's not ripping out the moss. He's just really delicately getting in there. Same with like, here's the second biggest guy. And if you see like next to my finger, he's the size of my index finger or so. I had one bigger than that and he jumped out of my tank, unfortunately. Um, but the thing that they do that's annoying, uh, the Siamese algae eaters, a lot of times people call these flying foxes too, which is a name that I actually kind of like using since Chinese algae eaters get confused. Uh, but a Siamese algae eater will have the long black stripe that goes all the way to the end of where the tail, here, let's see, where the tail is, into the clear part of the tail. You see that? And the Chinese ones, it doesn't go into the tail. The stripe does not go into the actual crease of the tail. It stays in the silver part of the fin part of the body. Also in here, I really like these guys. These are from Lucas. These were a gift. They are German black and white tuxedo, or half black maybe, tuxedo guppies with pastel colors. It's hard to see here, but they've got blue and pink. I don't know how they are iridescent with both colors, but this is the male, okay? He's got a beautiful gold color to him and everything. And where is the female? The female is great looking too. Now, the other thing that is odd is I've got other fish in this tank, and they are super spastic. My pandacories are like crazy, and they dig up everything. So like everything I planted, like I said, the pandas have ruined a lot of it. Okay, there's the female. So that female, if you go to lrbaquatics.com, let them know that I sent you over there. But these are so much more beautiful in real life than you could ever tell on a movie or in a picture even. They're just cool. And I thought at first, like, it's kind of boring. But he sent me some for free. We traded some plants and stuff. And that female, the fact that I can differentiate female guppies from one another is worth a ton to me, because then if one accidentally is in a net or jumps out or, whatever, some weird thing, or I'm cleaning tanks and a baby's hiding or hides on some grass, I don't have to worry about it. I'll spot them because I'll know who. But the male is so reflective, it just looks white when it's near the top. It's just an incredibly beautiful fish. Okay. Lucas did a live stream on those last night. Yeah, totally. Let's see. Peter L., I don't have a website or a Facebook where I sell any of my stuff yet. I've just done it all hand to hand locally, but that's what I wanted to talk about today also, partially, was the fact that so many people are asking me now about, like, for instance, these guys, which I think are beautiful, and when they are really happy and they start sparring like this, these males swordtails will get blue stripes down their side too, which the camera won't film right because blue and orange opposite ends of the palette, and the camera's just like, I'm confused. But it's like an iridescent blue that shines through on the side of these fish under the orange, which seems like impossible, and then has a red stripe next to it. And they're live bears, so I'll hopefully have some of these also to breed, as well as those guppies, as well as these guppies. These are the rainbow tiger endlers from Lucas Bretz. This is my blue line of them, so I've been trying to keep them bluer, like a pastel yellow and more of a blue in the tail. Focus, come on. And there's a bunch of babies in there right now, so there will be a bunch of adults for sale soon. Also, I'm breeding Julii Corridora. There's a baby right, well, there was a baby right there. And then, here's some more Juliis. Then I'm also, these guys, I would love to get rid of all of them. If somebody wants 10 or 12, I don't know how many I even have anymore. Schwartzi, which are kind of an oddball. Corridora, these ones were, 4 were caught in the wild, and they actually made babies. And so they made like 2 babies and then 4 babies. So in any case, I don't want all of them. So I'm going to get rid of like 10 of them or something. I only need a couple. So let's see here. Worms, copepods. Do you like Sierra nip tabs? Yeah, I like those things. They're kind of cool because you can put them on the glass and then watch and see, like, where are my fish, you know? Here, like, there's a buried Neocaridina red shrimp. Here's all my ruby red tetras. I love them. Where did it go? I just saw it. But there's also 4 starlight Plecos with blue, so they're the blue variant of the starlights, which I think are the prettiest variety, personally. But let's take a look. Yeah, here we go. Just gonna keep crawling to the far side. Let's see if this piece of wood, if they'll stick around on it for us. Nope, they hit the road there too. So I don't know. These plecos are really, really, really shy. They're caught in the wild. Here's one right here. Look how fat I've made them. I feel mildly guilty. I don't know. I'm feeding them exactly what they should be eating, but I'm hoping she has eggs and that's a she and that's what's going on. The females have bristles on their lips, but not their head. And it turns out that I don't know that I have a male in the group, which is really unfortunate because I bought them, or actually I traded them for a bunch of green dragons. And yeah, that was part of the deal. And it was one of those things where they came in a bag, they were exchanged, and bada bing, bada boom, get inside, take a good look, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I have a male in the group, so that's on me for not catching that. Yeah, here she is all deflated. That's definitely a female. You see, there's no bristles anywhere. Um, but the cool thing, they're called starlight because of the white dots that look like stars. But I think they should be called starlights because they look like the Milky Way with the swirls of that light gray, which looks like it's airbrushed on in kind of a patchy way. They're just really pretty fish. And then they've got just a super bright tail. But you can Google starlight plecos L183s on your own time. Uh, let's see. Sorry, guys, looking at the chat. I'm hoping to start doing more when on the chat with having friends or my wife reading off so that we can like civilly get through all of this and I can answer people's questions. But we're at a turning point in the channel where things are starting to grow so much that yeah, that we might lose a little bit of that uh, intimacy in exchange for maybe a little more influence in the scene, being able to get people who are interesting to chat and things like that. Um, let's see here. Do you have a web? Oh, okay. Would you ship those Corys? I suppose I would, but I I'm just gonna be really honest, and I have not shipped many fish, and I've had like luck when I do ship them. I've shipped like maybe 10 successfully orders of fish, and maybe 4 where some died or all died. And so I don't like that the odds of like less than like 30% of what I've sent has had an issue. Um, Part of it, I think, being is that Seattle, unless you do it like next day delivery, Seattle takes forever to deliver their mail anywhere. So if it's 2 to 3 days, it's always 3 days. And so that's where, like, when they make you pay overnight shipping or next day shipping at some of the places, that's where I've been like, oh, thank God they made me do that because these fish would have been super dead otherwise. Because I've gotten a lot of fish that if I didn't know how to take care of a sick fish would be dead from great sources. But just the way they arrive here in Seattle is just sad. And it's true with people in like Anchorage or Hawaii or just anywhere. The hardest spots are actually, you know what, like Honolulu wouldn't be a problem, but like the Big Island on like the far side of Hilo or something like in Kona, that would take forever. Like that'd be like 4 or 5 day thing. Because you've got your big, if you've got a big international airport, it should be a day from wherever the person is, then to their local hub, which is an international airport. Then that goes to Seattle for me. Then it goes to Seattle or SeaTac, depending on what time it gets in, and they sort it, and hopefully it goes out that day. But more often than not, it comes in like, no joke, an hour late, and they just let it sit there in South Seattle. And then it's not till the 4 o'clock p.m. run that they get it to my local dispatch, and by that time they're done for the day. So I will go down and intercept a package because they would have it sitting another extra day. So that's something to look into if you have delays in shipping and stuff when you've ordered fish. Check out where your nearest like post office annex is or distributor place, and sometimes it's worth driving 20 minutes or whatever to go get your fish and have them not wait another night. Peter L. Well, thank you. Yeah, I should try to get a small store going. Plants are another thing, though. I can sell plants till the cows come home and mail those out. So I probably won't need more mods at the time. Insight Fool 1 fish keeping. You want those Swartz Eye Cories? They are really pretty. I was obsessed with them. They have a lot of character and they well, they're gone now. They really school together super well. Like they huddle together and then they all take off. And it's like they told each other, let's meet back in the corner in 30 seconds. And they just do this crazy fluttering thing and then they all meet back up. But I'll probably be selling those since they're, wild caught or first generation. I'll probably be selling, if someone bought the whole group of them, I'd sell them for probably 5 a piece. They're usually 8 or 9 in the store. But yeah, so these Japanese blue mixed with tiger, mixed with wild, mixed with back to Japanese blue twice. So 6 or 7 generations in the works here. These guys, that one right there that just took up the scene. These are my babies, and these are hopefully, see, some are still turning out different. Like I like this guy. I like the yellow and the blue, and I think that's cool looking. But it's not, I don't know. I don't have enough tanks to save all the variants that I think are just semi-cool. So I'm mostly saving this guy right here. That is who I want to sire most the fish in my guppy colony in this tank. And I'll probably pull those other males and put them upstairs in the big tank for show. But yeah, so this guy right here will be putting out a lot of DNA into the pool, and he's got leopard spots, he's got green, blue, purple, and then the yellow bolt on his tail, and the yellow bottom part of the tail is getting longer and longer with each generation, and they're working it. Plus, they're the only guppies that I've ever seen that have a spade-shaped tail inside a lyre tail. So they've got the 2 ribbons that stick off, but they've also got a tail in the center of that. Rather than just having a membrane or nothing, they've got a tail within a tail, kind of. Yeah, the fish are pretending like they're starving. Betsy is right. Do you trust eBay for guppies? I'm a bit concerned if I go to more expensive guppy strain, I might not get what I ordered. I have guppies from me. No, I don't like eBay. I've gotten stuff from Twin City Guppies. I've gotten stuff from Aquabid. And I've bought stuff from Guppy Train. Guppy Train is they're legit. Some people have problems with them for personal reasons and things like that, but that guy really does have a lot of guppies that are super high quality. But yeah, anything on Aquabid is probably, I would go for it as long as it's not their first transaction. Up here, believe it or not, these are all females. And I'm waiting for them to have some of these babies grow up and be males, but these are going to be red fire, delta tail, silver metallic snake skin. So they're platinum metallic snake skin with a bright red or orange depending on the fish. The females have more of an orange, but the males have more of a blood red tail. And these are the females, like I said, so wait till you see the males grow up. And they're all hanging out, just like I said, in other tanks with my my lower strain of shrimp, of my blue shrimp. So Neocaridina chilling out here. Like this one, which was a little blotchy for my taste. Its legs are not blue enough. its legs don't look solid blue enough for me. Also, you can see I've got a little tiger endler up in here. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. So that's a young male who is just showing his color this week, last 4 days. And at this age, you gotta act quick if you don't want them to breed. But I'm okay, since there's like a bunch of females and some other males. I'm okay seeing what happens if we get a mix of the leopard endlers with these red fire cobalt, or you know the name I just said. I'm sorry, I forgot it already. I'm running on fumes now. Alan Bauer, how's it going, Alan Bauer? Thanks for the help. I will buy some from a good resource. Let's see here. Yeah, so the other thing I like to do with guppies is, so I've got my plecos or my cories at the bottom with my guppies, and then you got your guppies or your endlers, and or your pseudomagills. That's what I was raising in this chamber, and right now I just had a pregnant female in here, but there's a Corridora hebrosus spawning in there, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see if they spawn. The hebrosus are, they're fishy. So let's feed. Let's feed, because these guys are acting like they've never ever had food in their lives. Because I'm the worst fish father ever. Oh, you did a thing, Betsy. I did a thing. You ordered them from Lucas. Yeah, I'm sure those are Gary Lang's. I don't think anyone else has brought back anything from Aru uh, into the States other than Gary. Um, but yeah, they're beautiful. You won't be disappointed. It's just a matter of if you want to collect their eggs daily, which is a whole other trip, but I think it's well worth it. Uh, Down here, these are from Gary. So you saw the ones upstairs. You've seen them in the video where I say pseudomagill's blue eyes fighting to the death question mark. Because I actually had some pseudomagills that were fighting really hard, like crazy hard for normal. I had never seen them go at it for so long and actually rip at each other's fins and stuff. But these little yellow fish here, these little teeny guys with the blue eye, those are pseudomagill that I hatched from eggs and then moved down into this tank. And they're in with the shrimp, and they're a month old, over a month old, and they're still way smaller than the shrimp. So, see, like this big mama who's pregnant is just ginormous. She is a big old shrimp mama. But yeah, and then you got some more normal sized shrimp. This is my B string shrimp colony of my Blue Dreams, which are originally Lucas's. My A string is, dare I say, as good as Lucas's A string, because, like his private one, because it is his good A string, and I have culled it ruthlessly upstairs. So only like 30% of the generation, even though his shrimp are like amazing and incredible. Alan, seriously, dude, you have given me so much. I don't even know what to say to you anymore. It is so appreciated. But seriously, dude, you gotta spend some money on yourself, and do something that makes you happy, or someone else. But thank you so much. It does help a lot. It helps get food for these guys. It helps when I'm going out on a limb. I was telling folks that I'm going out on a limb. I spent some money, hoping to spend some money to make some money. I spent what's going to be about $200 of my own money for an order that you'll see in an unboxing. And hopefully we'll have some lemon L144A long fin pleco that are already adults. Hopefully we'll have some, and hopefully we'll breed the pair. There's supposed to be a pair that already breeds, so we'll see. They're from Aquatic Arts, and part of this is I just want to see from Aquatic Arts, like, can you really buy that from a company? Or because I've never done that. I've only had like personal breeder friends sell stuff like that. So if that's a reliable source and legit like that, and they've been legit with everything so far, I'm gonna be really excited about that. You can see these two are. He wants her to have babies now. Uh, I've contemplated getting a male for these three ladies. Bob, Bob, you are always all over the internet being a sweetheart, dude. Being Mr. What's the word? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate it because that actually covers my. I had 2 doctor's appointments today, and each one I had to do a $40 copay. All right, let's have some real talk. Whoa, what happened? Real talk. You can see my skin's getting blotchy because I'm getting worn down. I got a headband on. But basically, Betsy, you guys, thank you. I mean, it means a lot. Blake's Aquatics, welcome. It means a lot that you guys want to do these super chats like that. It really does. So thank you. I hope you guys know that you three, the three of you, you know who you are always on my, like, I'll drop anything to try to help you guys out. If you need help with some fish issue, or if you need me to come pick you up in Wichita or the Okefenokee Swamp, I'll be over. All right. I'm gonna turn off some of these lights in here. We're gonna go upstairs again. But thank you so much for the super chats, friends. That is just, it's rad. Today I wanted to come on and chat with you guys in live, just as an update, and to share that bonus with people, and the people who wanted that bonus code, which is 15% off from here on out, because it's because of you guys. You guys have spent enough money at Aquatic Arts through this channel and saying, hey, I got this from Alex. And I've also heard people say that they threw in like an extra plant, or an extra shrimp or fish or something on when they ordered. So yeah, I think they're a really cool company, and because I can't get I can't get other companies that are in the city that I like out to all of y'all. Aquatic Arts and LRB Aquatics and Flip are the 3 that I've chosen as my channel's go-to, who I would personally buy from. In that order, I like LRB and Flip for Caridina or things like that, and Aquatic Arts is nano fish, and plants are great. The plants are a lot cheaper to ship, so thank you guys very much. It means a lot to me. I wanted to let you guys know too, even though I'm fading tonight, I got another MRI and CAT scan because I fell and dislocated this shoulder. Had to pop it back in last week. And if you love this channel, another way to fund it would be consider becoming a Patreon. Oh yeah, thank you, Betsy. I appreciate that. I do have a Patreon channel too. I think everyone, all of y'all who who you are, who just rang the money bell, rang up that tab. Thank you, guys. But yeah, so I was told at the neurologist that whatever damage is done is done is done. It's they don't see any burned brain tissue, which is really good. But they do consider me most likely to have what was it C um, TE, or I think that's what it is. It's like chronic uh, severe. I don't know. It's the thing that football players get from getting hit over and over again, or boxers get from getting hit too hard. Um, but they don't know for sure. They can't tell until you're dead for sure, honestly. But uh, so I'll be dealing with that. But they also have suggested I go on disability, which if I can learn to write again well, and if like my eye doesn't keep drooping at times and my speech slurring and all that kind of stuff, um, I may end up actually going on to disability, and in that case, I would still work the amount they allow you to, but it would probably be fish stuff. So, yeah, I guess I'm trying to look at the bright side of things, but um, for now, I'm still trying every day uh, and trying to get back into working graphic design and illustration. I did Lucas Brett's new booth art and T-shirts, and I just sent over two new illustrations, so look forward to those coming out soon, hopefully. I'm not sure which one he's going with or whatever, but he's got a couple in his arsenal that he can choose from if he wants to do so. He also is soliciting some other folks too. So uh, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm getting tired, and this eye is just decided that it's getting tired. But thank you, Betsy, our wonderful moderator who is kicking butt. Um, and yeah, as said in the chat, if you want to chat with me, uh, get a hold of me through Facebook, the Facebook group, and then Facebook Messenger is probably the easiest. Sometimes I reply to YouTube, or sometimes never really to Instagram. I have an Instagram, but I'm really slacking on it. And basically, Facebook is the easiest way. I check it daily, at least, but um, I don't always end up. You know what? I'm trying to figure out. There's something smudged on the screen. Anyways, I don't always do that and check it. But in any case, I'm slowing down, and I hope you guys are all doing really well. Have a good night. Take care of your fish, your families, your fish families, and I will appear again when you need me the most. No, I've got a couple things. Bloodworms are on my mind. I've got some video stuff about the history, science, biology of different fish and bloodworms and all sorts of stuff like that. So I got some weird, maybe hopefully interesting stuff going down. Also, by the way, this snail, I changed his name to um, oh, right. Good job, Alex. You forget the name that you just changed it to. Uh, I have changed his name to Clint because isn't that the guy who played the Escape from Alcatraz character? But this snail has climbed out of the nearite snail, which I love from Aquatic Arts. He's gotten out. He's cracked his shell 3 times. He's still going like the Energizer Bunny, but he's climbed out of this silly tank, and he's trying to lay eggs. Is what he's doing. Oh, we got another one. These two though, they get up to the top, and usually they go down. You're talking about the Rock. Womp womp. But yeah, the this guy's gonna try to get out, and then he'll get to the top, and he'll probably know what's best for him and turn around and go back down. The other one doesn't seem to do that. The other one with the checkers on I'm gonna say her, because she's got the tenacity of a brave woman, and she gets out, and then I just hear this, like in order of loudness, dunk, 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 and I look around on the floor, and usually she's there. Other times I'll come home and I'll just see her over. She always makes her way to that doorway, but she's made 9 escape attempts, and she's gonna die. Like, she'll dry up. So I hope she doesn't go under the heater or something one of these times. Silly, silly snail. So, all right. On that note, take it easy. If you go to Aquatic Arts, if you're buying plants, the shipping shouldn't be too ridiculous. Depending on where you live in the country, shouldn't be too ridiculous. You get 15% off. I like working with those guys. They just got a big new facility. If something seems off, $60 shipping, that should never be the case. I would message them and be like, hey, what's going on? I talked to Alex. He said that this was a legit company or whatever, like, will work with me. And I bet you almost anything that something was up with that, unless, you needed to refrigerate each order separately or do something weird. But yeah, because usually I pay somewhere between 10 and 15 bucks, I think, for shipping on most orders from any company, be that Lucas or be that any, whoever. So, all right, guys. Well, take it easy, and thank you so much for the super chats. That means a lot. It pays for my co-pays. And good night, one. Good night, all. Good night, panda loaches on the rock wall.